Episode 145, STO Roar. Louis Wood Productions, Soldier by Blood. They've changed all this stuff, so.
I see that.
Yes, well, Tweezy.
New people.
Tweezy owns the whole building.
I get it.
And so he's doing his own thing, and he's changed a couple names, but yeah.
All right,
he's still the same cool guy, and we got to give him props just because he makes everybody sound good. And so we've got Conquest, and we've got Torchlight Parade in the house. And we just heard two new songs.
That's right.
And John Wick, yes. And the first person who says anything about that, what are you going to give him? Going to give him a free thing? A free
Wick.
stuff?
Yeah.
A John Wick?
Yeah.
A picture? Yeah, you'll take a picture, right?
John Wick.
Punch in the face.
All right, Derek.
Yes,
Brumley,
ma'am.
go ahead. Start. You start.
When am I starting?
You start. This is your show. Your special guests are right here.
This is Derek
Yes.
with Conquest.
And my crook.
I started.
You started. My crook.
My crook.
Lee Skiles.
Lee Skiles.
Otherwise known as John Wick.
John Wick for tonight.
Yes, I am.
And then my comrades here in the Torchlight Parade.
Matt and Doug Engel. And Sam.
Well, no, say it slowly.
Matthew.
That's right.
Douglas.
And
Are you a Samuel?
Yeah.
He's a Samuel.
Samuel.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
and
the
you're-
Engel boys.
Doug's son. Yeah, okay. I have to say it slow.
Sure. He's the legacy here.
The legacy. What do you play?
Bass.
Bass. Well, that now see that's different.
A little drum. What's that?
And he can play
plays
drums
bass.
too.
Oh, cool.
He can play drums too.
And drums. There you
He's
go.
in School of Rock. He's done a few shows at Blueberry Hill, the Duck Room. I haven't got to see him yet because
That's cool.
conflicting with my schedule. But when is your next show? I know you have another one coming up.
You could say like 6 months or so.
Now you're still and you play with the kids from your class, right?
Yeah.
And you're in which location?
Arena Rock.
No, the Kirkwood. You're in
Oh, yeah,
Kirkwood School of Rock.
Kirkwood.
Yeah.
What do they teach you? I'm curious what you do. So you walk in the door, you got your drumsticks or you got your bass with you.
Yeah.
You just hang out with kids, and then.
Wait for class to begin and stuff.
Well, what does that look like? So the guy walks in and goes, "You're the bass player. You're the drummer. and then you work on stuff, or how does that go about?
It goes like
Do they personally work with you directly, or?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's they do it like in semesters. So like this semester it'll be the Who. You can sign up for whoever you want, 6 categories, and he'll sign up for like metal or the Who. This one he's doing arena rock, and then they'll have like Foreigner, Styx, all that kind of stuff in there, and then it builds. Let's say they play 12 songs, and I got different kids that play those songs. So he'll do that for once a week. Then he also takes lessons there once a week. So
Okay.
Who's your
wow.
teacher? Is it one of
James
James who?
Wolf.
James Wolf?
James.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to play with him in Super Jam.
Yeah, like Frankie.
He's
Frankie's.
an amazing keyboard player.
Oh yeah, he is. He's amazing.
Phenomenal guy.
Like Frankie's got Clint Wilson that works for him, and he's also got Ethan Jones that works for him
Okay.
in St. Peter's because he has the St. Peter's one. So yeah, I just wondered, but yeah, they usually recruit the local musicians.
And what's that cost? Small fortune?
yes, yes,
And Sammy though did get a scholarship.
Yeah.
yeah, scholarship.
Yeah, they give it.
So they actually gave you money to go learn how to play rock and roll.
Yeah.
He's
Man.
he's really good.
That would have been cool.
Look at us.
Yeah, but our parents would have never signed us up for
That's
that.
right. That's right.
That was
Why?
forbidden, wasn't it,
Yeah.
back then,
You got lucky. You know that, right? You know how lucky you are?
He's been in there a few
My
years now.
parents want
so.
me to play Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Not mine.
That's cool. That's super cool.
That is awesome. No, we were kids. It wasn't like that. They didn't have all that stuff. No, we were
No,
kids.
wow.
No, we watched TV. We learned it from somebody on TV, and then my dad, who was a luthier. So I mean, he taught us some. But other than that, it was not. If you didn't learn it in school, you did. Yeah.
I was told to go play in the traffic.
Yeah, no. Well, my dad can make guitar, so.
I like the meme where the kids are outside and they're all in their bikes with the banana seats and that, and the other meme is the kids are all looking at their phones, and it's the same age kids, and you can tell there's a difference in people. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
Weird stuff. You're not a big phone junkie, are you?
Not really.
Not,
A what?
a phone junkie.
phone junkie.
Oh,
Everybody is.
As
They've made us slaves to these
He's
things.
the only one that hasn't pulled his phone out
yeah,
yet.
right.
If I'm looking at the screen, my brain just gets a little
Hurt.
distracted
Yeah,
sometimes by it, and I do something else.
There you go.
Man, tell that to the rest
I
of the
know,
kids.
he's a smart kid.
Yeah.
He's smart, man.
He's
There
a
you
smart
go.
kid. That's why he's a legacy.
He's a legacy.
He's watching his dad's. He says, "Get off this. Are you on your phone?"
Well, at work, I'm on my
Well.
phone, but
No wonder you're not getting nothing done.
Do you tell your parents to get off their phone?
Not really.
If it wasn't for this, for Conquest, I probably wouldn't even have this thing.
Probably.
Other than just to call, my
Right.
immediate friends. But
Right.
I hate all that stuff. What it actually
I
has
mean,
turned into.
it started out as a great idea because
Yeah.
it really was a great idea as
Right.
far as meeting and keeping up with your friends across the country,
Sure.
especially high school stuff and kids and all that happy horse shit. But then now we've become a slave to it. Nobody, I barely know my own phone number, and I used to know everybody's phone number. Back in the day, it was
true,
like
right?
you knew everybody's phone number, and it was crazy.
you know what though? One thing about when you do, like, for instance, years ago, man, I got to tell the guys in the band something. I got to make 6 phone calls. At least now you can just text.
Well, there's
all at
pros.
once.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there is.
Hey,
There
man,
is.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, right, exactly.
Definitely pros to it, but the negative side of it is all the, for instance, like what goes on in the world. We wouldn't even know that Israel's bombing and all that. We wouldn't even know that yet.
Yeah.
We just
Right.
learned about it. Hey, did you hear?
Right.
But now we know that so
Like instantaneously.
yeah, instantaneous
Right.
news every day, over and over, real quick. Let's talk music.
Let's talk music. Okay, we just heard 2 new songs.
We just heard 2 new songs. We heard one from them guys and one from us guys.
Yes. And so what do you
Torchlight
what
Raid, right?
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
heard Conquest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Conquest.
yeah.
All right, so tell us about your song, Derek.
So this particular song is about the writings on the wall.
No kidding?
Yes.
Really?
That tells
Hence the
everything.
name of
That
the
covers
song,
it.
Writings on
That
the Wall.
covers the whole thing. It's not original logic when you stop and think about it. There's a lot of songs, a lot of bands got a song called The Writings on the Wall. We're not the first by any means. But in putting together the record, this was one of the last songs that we did. And it was just falling into the time where things were coming kind of clear and obvious in society, at least to me, people that have a brain. So that's where this came into play and why it was when it had to be chosen as the first single. It's, in my opinion, definitely not our best song on the record, but at the end of the day, it's a drive, it rocks, it's straight ahead, it's short, it's sweet. He kills it on the guitar. It's, again, strong drive. So we went with it, right? Lyrically, it applies to what's going on in the world. And at the end of the day, we're not we don't just write a song, with the intent of making people pay attention to it for a lyric or whatever. I'm more about music as a whole.
Right.
You know what I mean? A song as a whole. I'm not this, poetic genius and never claim to be. Well, our goal has always been is to make stuff that slams and has a hard drive to it with a little bit of a message without being an ass.
Right. How long has Conquest been in business?
Oh my God, Eric.
How many years? I know I've asked this before. How
Every
long has
time.
Conquest been around?
I know it's every interview you do. So
Yes.
what day was it you born?
No. How
no.
long? I
So-
know, you're one of the oldest bands that are still around, which is
Oldest
awesome.
ride, longest line.
Exactly.
There it goes.
I guess.
No,
but I mean, it's great. I mean, you're still pumping out the music, which is awesome. So how many years?
Yeah, so you view it like this. I wrote a song called Conquest
Right.
when I was 13. Okay, that turned into More,
Right.
which evolved and more and more and more and more and more. So here we are. I always fast forward to current times because the Pantera had written a song and a lyric has always stuck with me. What have you done today? It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. And yesterday was great. Love everything I've ever done in my past with everybody I've ever done it with. But when you work as hard as we do on music, you really want to focus on what your energies are applied to. So, 19, whatever year that was. I was 13. I guess that was, I don't know.
Jeez.
But way back when,
Summer of '69.
summer of '69, when that all came together, the idea is the same. What's different is the delivery. You know what I mean? So, making the record, making music, we do things in singles. The record's done. You know what I mean? Record will come out in January, but this is the first time that we actually got to do it.
What's the title for the record? Is it Writing on the Wall?
No, Paradox.
Paradox.
Paradox is the record title. We've actually got to do this, what I consider more right, if there's a such thing in the rock and roll industry, where all of our stuff's done in advance, opposed to slimming a little bit out,
Right,
hoping
right.
somebody pay. And so it's kind of cool. It takes forever, and it's like, fuck, we know all this stuff inside and out, and it's like, it seems old to us, but yet it's not, right?
Right.
So kind of cool from that perspective. But by far, I mean, if you talk about making the record, like bringing Lee into the equation, why this record took so, I mean, The World's Gone to Hell was 2019,
I know.
right? This is 23 going into 24. It comes out January, second week of January. So that's 2024. That's a couple years. It's 5 years for a record to drop. COVID. all
Right.
that
COVID
world-
had a lot to do with when The World Has Gone to Hell
Oh,
was doing its thing. And it was like right on. I was like, what the hell? Did you know this was going to happen?
yeah, sometimes being a prophet isn't always fun. But
Well, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall. But,
Rise on the wall.
So, but what made it so hard for us, Mike and Robin, was that, Tim was our drummer,
Right.
And God bless Tim, and everybody knows what's going on with Tim. He's got major wrist issues. He's had some surgeries, and he's bouncing back, and our thoughts and prayers are with him, obviously.
Definitely.
But Tim knew what was going down, so he pulled himself out of the equation. But that doesn't change where we were at. We were
Right.
9 songs into a record
Right.
that spent, a year and a half, 2 years making? Something in that line, right? And man, it just got real long. And then all of a sudden, he leaves. Lee jumps in the band, and we were like, well, what are we going to do? So we wrote a bunch of new tunes on top of it. But he also went back and redressed all that. So it took a lot of time and a lot of energy.
Right.
And then we had to learn Lee. Lee had to learn us, the vibe, the feel, how to make it musical. And in the meantime, though, my opinion, what came out of it was, like most bands who put their head to the grind and really work on it, you get a new vibe and a little bit of a new product. And he did things he never did before. I've done things now on this record I've never done before. Lee can say the same, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And Rob knows, no doubt. So, right, in the world of music,
It was good.
that's what you want.
Right.
Again, nothing wrong with the 12th AC/DC record. Nothing wrong with having your identity.
Sure.
And we still have identity. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But new vibe, new sound, a little bit. The tunes are definitely going to be in a different game than everybody's expecting.
So you kicked it in the ass a little. It's all good.
Change, a
Nothing
little
wrong with that.
evolution, a little bit of solaceness when the COVID nonsense hit. I bought a piano. Remember, I went and bought and just
Right.
the next thing you know, we got songs on there called Babylon, and stuff like that, that are got piano driven and stuff like that. That just was not something we've ever danced on before. So the broken glass makes your feet hurt, and you do shit differently, right?
There's nothing wrong
So
with that.
kind of cool. And then, for me, there's thrash on the record, but there's also, like I said, piano work and straight ahead hard rock, heavy metal, and a lot of variant, a lot of variant, and having Lee in the band again. Everybody who's ever been in this band, I would think, would know that when I sit down to talk about Conquest, I'm passionate, right? So when I talk about Lee, I'm not talking about Tim. When I'm talking about Mike, I'm not talking about Adrian. When I'm talking about Rob Boyer, I'm not talking about Tony Restivo.
Right.
I'm talking about the band we got right now, who this band is right now, and what we do. Love everything that's happened in my past, but what we do now is what we do and who we are. So, man, Lee behind the drums for me, I'm not going to speak for Mike, but I'm pretty sure you'd agree, was a different game because I never got to do that. Usually play with Tim.
Right.
But every once in a while, got asked to sit on a couple other things, and I play with somebody else. Weird. It's like, it's like fucking some other girl that you haven't fucking, I mean, it's like, whoa, damn, we do that different. So, kind of that game, but
You didn't say that.
Oh,
Well, no, I don't mean
Why
it.
is Victoria texting me?
I don't mean it, but you know what I mean. It's forever. So it was refreshing in the concept of getting to do something outside of my comfort zone.
In other words, he's saying he's got a new girlfriend now.
Well, wait, I got to back up. Deborah Scott. Deborah says, I'm married to John Wick. She says, hi, Kat. Hi, Deborah. Kelly's watching.
What's up, sweetheart?
Yes. Anyway, so.
But the reference to making music, to me, is like that. So when we started the new project and we started doing it, and we didn't know what it was going to be called. We honestly didn't have all the feels worked out. We didn't know the vibe that was going to come off of the record.
But man, the juices were flowing, weren't
But
they?
they were, man.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
right down to in the room that day. Well, Lee would tell you, Lee's never worked like that, like we did, and that's
different.
something that was. I don't know how you guys record, but when we record, in the old days, we'd create hooks, make songs. Tim would tinker with it a little bit. He'd go away, come back some ideas. We'd track the ideas, and then he would play his drums. Then we'd come back and redo guitars. This time when we were doing the record, yeah, we did that, but I went over, put on a guitar, played like I was playing drums with him. You know what I mean? Because he didn't know what the vibe was at the time on all these songs. There was so much song at Lee. I mean, out of the blue, here, Lee, there's 13, 17 songs.
Yep.
Come up with something. Hurry up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way it was. And me and Mike kind of already had our stuff somewhat, but not completely demised, where we knew these harmonies were going to be here on the guitar.
Sure.
And then vocals, I went, I love this. I love this, what we did. In The World's Gone to Hell, I love the harmonies. But again, I want to take it to another level, another step. And once we started diving into the songs, it was really easy to do, because he created a ebb and flow for me that it was a fresh feel for me, which allowed me to do things a little differently. And then
Come easy.
he'll grumpy all the way through the whole thing, but he fucking shine like a shining star.
Yeah, he's
in
a
all
big
these
guy.
times.
You've got great musicians. I mean, you had an advantage.
B to D to B to C.
You have an advantage with Lee because he's been with an original band before. He understands
Helps.
original music, which
Helps.
helps, and he's played covers. So you got both sides of the story here,
Enormously.
and it makes it a lot easier. So, and you just keep reinventing Conquest, at a different level. I mean, and they're all great. They all have a new sound, a different sound, a better sound. I mean, just totally unique.
Well,
which is great.
Appreciate that. That means a lot.
So, you do.
Yeah.
You really do. If you think about it, you do. You reinvent.
And my philosophy in making a record is that it's four guys in this band. And, sometimes you'll hear a record and you'll go, well, I know there's a bass player in this band, and you don't hear that bass on that record. Or I know that dude hit that kick drum, and you don't hear the kick drum in that band. Or I know that dude can sing better than that, but they didn't let him do this or do that. You're right. So when we make a record, I want to make sure that he gets to shine to his full potential. He gets to shine his full potential. Rob gets to shine in his full potential. Because if you allow musicians to do that, I bet you your record's going to be way better than if it's just formatted by one individual. You get what I'm saying? He'd go home, come back. We would work in it there. That's where the juice happens. You can sit on your couch, tear blue in the face, run scales, go, I got this part worked out, and they come back over and we wouldn't even touch that. That wouldn't even be what ended up being on the record. Because usually when you're working together and the chemistry's flowing and you got a vibe going on, that's when the juices come out and you make music, at least for us. I can't speak for other guys.
No, it is, because you had asked earlier why, part of the reasons that I'm in this, why I do this, Matt. And dude, one of the big answers is when I'm in that studio or when I'm making music, with my brother.
Yeah.
And that fulfills me up.
Yeah, right.
And that moment, though, like you said, in the studio, and when those things are just happening, and you may not have a completed song, but it comes together there. And it's those moments where those ideas just come up,
Sure.
Original things spark.
That's where it
And
happens.
that's what's fun.
And so many bands are so they'll work on it. They're in their basement or their studio or whatever they got, and they do it, and then they go, okay, we've got $1,500 or $2,000. We're going to go to the studio now, and we're going to track these 3 songs. And we got this much time to do it in. Everybody fucking, you better get your part right, or you're going to suck.
Go fast.
You're going to eat all the parts. You're going to eat all the parts up. We kind of do things differently that way. We are not rich by any means, but we don't care about money. We make music based upon music, not based upon dollars. And we spend far more money than we'll ever make back. So if you're in this for that business, you might as well just fucking stop.
They do the same thing.
They
do the same thing.
It's a hobby.
They do the same thing.
Golf.
It's all good.
I'd be on the back 9.
It's all good. But we do have to give props to Rob Boyer from Conquest. He's on his anniversary with his wife
Fuck
Yvette
Rob.
in Cancun. Yes, we got to give him. Yes, we love Rob. Because, yes. And we used to all be there with him.
Rob, we miss Rob at these kind of things because Rob can talk.
He can talk.
We were saying
You know
that
what I mean?
Yes.
He can bullshit. He can
He can.
talk a squirrel out of its last few nuts.
Yes, he
So,
can. I know, and I always tease him about all the cheese when he's playing,
Right. So
But
that,
no,
that
he's,
goes, it goes without saying.
yeah,
but,
super cool guy. Super cool.
So Paradox is the record. It comes out in January. We're looking forward to it.
Are you doing vinyl or are you doing a CD?
All the above.
You're
It'll
doing
be-
vinyl again?
it'll
That's
be-
awesome.
Actually, it's going to be a double. There's
Very
so many
cool.
songs. There'll be 2 vinyls, CD, and then there'll be we'll also have drives.
Oh, very cool.
Because
You doing those?
buy a new
The
car,
zip drives?
buy a new car that has a CD player in it,
Yeah.
You can't.
right? But it has zip drives, don't it?
Yeah.
Has up drives.
Or just Bluetooth.
Or just Bluetooth the whole thing.
You say that, but so that person's at your booth, you're playing your show, and it's the one night where there happens to be 150 people actually walking up to your booth, right? And they walk up to that booth, and they know they got that USB port. Or you can rely on them to download your information and go do it in their car. Or they're going to hand you that money right there. Let them do it.
I got a new Cadillac hearse, but there's nothing I got in there. There's no
There's
CD player,
nothing.
nothing.
It's all
No,
Bluetooth,
Bluetooth.
It's all nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. There's usually a couple of USBs in here. or-
Yeah, you gotta look for them.
Do you know their story, Mike? Do you know their? Do you guys know their story? They work at a funeral home. The band started actually. There was 3 members, and worked in the Torchlight Parade. So you guys tell your story because these guys don't know. It's a great story though. How you formed the band, Torchlight Parade. What it is a funeral procession.
It's
At
a
nighttime.
funeral
The original 3 members was Johnny Rod, my brother, and I.
Oh, my bad. Well, he wasn't in the funeral home.
Oh, he wasn't. No.
He just make a big mess.
That's right.
He would just make like a tornado. He just run through it and then run out. Yeah,
Oh, God, yeah.
I already know him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've known him for a long time.
Yeah. Anyway,
But it was Doug and I, and
your previous drummer.
yeah, Greg, and anyway, I'm an embalmer at the funeral home, and
Which one is that?
I've been doing that way too long. I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And Dougie's
Hey,
the
hey,
Dougie's the driver.
Hey, like you work on dead people or something.
Dougie's the driver.
So
Yeah.
I'll go pick the remains up, and I'll deliver to my brother, and he'll fix them up, and then I'll do the funeral on the hearse as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this might sound like a dumb question, but how in the hell do you get involved? How do you sign up for that?
oh, how's it the wrong place at the wrong
He suckered me into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Down here
We
at
killed a
the
few people.
Hoffmeister. I worked down there in '93 and '94. That's where I met Greg actually, and then I went to mortuary school from there to be an embalmer, and then came back and that. But
Wow.
as far as getting into the band, I took the name Torchlight Parade, which was an ancient funeral procession, what they would do at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, torches and coming out
Right.
in the body and that, and then it fit us, and then we put other things in our show, and all our songs are about
Funerals
and
and
people
stuff
and
like
death.
that.
Funerals and death and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. But it's really it's great. It's
Well, you
great.
do it
I like
kinda,
it.
In a fun way.
you kinda
Yes.
do it in a Alice Cooper /
Yeah.
I don't take this wrong. I don't mean it that way.
It's like
No,
vaudeville.
like in a slapstick, but without being cheesy.
Yeah, because the funeral is such a serious thing because
That's
it's singing
right.
music, but you don't want to come across depressing, so you make it
Right.
fun,
Right.
but
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
message, you
And
know,
with a
life
little
after
bit
death.
of the parade part of it is what gives you the fun
Yeah.
aspect of it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we bring in like we'll have the harmonica, but we have big timpani drums, the big kettle drums, bagpipes.
Yeah, the bagpipes. Oh man, those
you
four
know,
are
and
amazing.
different things we bring in. You know, I'm sure you'd agree if you had a huge financial backing, like a big production of these companies, man, what a show we could really put
Oh
on.
yeah, it's always
Yeah.
that, right? I mean,
But
And you're
we make do with what we have. I grabbed a used coffin, used once, but that's all right.
That's all right. I've taken my pictures.
We'll
I've
just
taken
throw 'em
pictures
out.
with that thing. It's all good. And your song was "I'm not dead yet." I'm not dead yet. That was his song.
And I'm not,
first
I'm
time
not
you
got that
dead
from
yet.
Monty Python, didn't
Yes.
you? What was
No,
that?
I'm not
dead yet. He's not dead
no.
yet.
No, I wrote that for Walter Trout, and he was on death's door and waiting on a liver, and he finally got a liver transplant.
He had to
Oh, good for
relearn
him.
the whole guitar, and he played with Canned Heat. He's just a blues legend, but he had
Oh,
to,
yeah.
he had to relearn the whole guitar from scratch, man. He didn't know nothing about it. And anyways,
Yeah, with Teddy and that, we got to know him a little bit and go backstage and
Right.
hang out with Walter. But he was just telling me his personal story and all that, and anyway, I wrote that song, and
Right on.
about what he was going through.
Right, right.
Because dude, he totally forgot how to play the guitar. He finally got the liver, and for a year he was messed up. His son gave him a guitar, and he's like, "What's this?" And he tried to play it, he couldn't. So he said for 8 hours for the next year, every day just learned how to. He had to totally learn it again, and he's a blues master. And
Oh,
he
yeah,
said
he's
after
amazing.
A year, it finally came back.
Wow.
But he's got a new liver, and
Good
he's
for
on
him.
tour right now.
yeah, he's kicking ass.
Yeah.
But,
Those blues guys, man, they're resilient.
Yeah, but that's what that song is. I heard his story. and
I
was
hope
just
he's appreciating that liver. I hope he's appreciating that. Somebody else had to offer that one up.
Bless his heart. Michael Williams says hi, everybody.
What's up, Michael?
Oh,
Michael.
He's amazing. Amazing photographer.
Amazing dude. All the way around.
All the way around. He's a super
So-
sweet guy.
So, what do you want to talk about now?
Well, you got something? You got somewhere to be?
No,
No,
in a second.
no. So, you guys, you've got after this show. What do you got going on after the show? On the so it's Friday night, Friday the 13th.
What does that mean? Are you trying to pick me up after that gig or what?
No, not at all. No. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. You've got you're at Pop or you're listen to me at Pops. You're usually at Pops.
We're
You're at Diamond Music Hall.
We're at Diamond Music Hall. Friday the 13th.
What time does the show start?
Torchlight Parade. Doors are open at 7. You guys are on at 8. And there you roll.
And
The reason
then
you said Pops is because you're thinking of the wrong Diamonds.
yeah, that's what it
Is
is.
that over there still? That's not Diamond.
It's called Cowboy Cabaret or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something like that. I don't
So
know.
my question is, do they give you a horse?
No, that's extra. You got to bring that in.
Okay.
You got to have a permit for
No
that.
riding the horse.
Not the horse.
So then our next thing would be at Pops. We really don't announce that till after the
Okay,
next Friday.
after next Friday. You guys, we've got a private show. We can't talk about that. It's at that secret location.
show.
It's at secret It's at secret location. It's at secret
yeah.
location. But between then
Yeah.
and the end of the month,
They-
where are you guys going to be?
somebody invited me
What are you guys
for-
doing?
It's probably my
Oh, we'll
brother.
have a
Yeah,
Toys for
but
Tot
some-
Drive in
No,
December.
they invite somebody
Right.
out.
I was going to ask about
okay,
that.
so that's
Cool.
We'll have that. So.
When are you going to bring the boxes and
I have
stuff
trouble
out?
with that.
That's okay, dude. What's that?
Boxes for Toys for Tots. When are you going to bring them out? When are the boxes coming out?
I'm still in contact with the Marines. I got to get those boxes. They're
Yes.
just now kicking that up, and it started in October.
Okay.
So I requested like 10 boxes, but can we use this as a drop box?
Yes, you can.
I'll bring one out.
There you go.
Charlotte, we need one for Charlotte too.
Yeah,
Don't forget
Charlotte.
to, yeah.
Charlotte,
Shout out to
Judy.
Miss Judy, my
Judy.
sister. Yeah. Of course. She's the bomb dick. 23 years her bar's been in service.
23 years of Charlotte's been
23.
there?
23. Just did 23 years, what, August?
That's pretty cool. I mean, the overall scheme of things, you know, everybody complains about everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what it is.
Well,
I mean,
people want to bitch before they want to compliment.
Well,
it's so annoying because
it's just so easy to complain.
But why? No, it's not any fun.
Well,
If you get a hold of Judy, tell Judy Torchlight Parade wants to play the roof of the Charlotte.
the roof.
You want to play the
There you
roof?
go. On the roof.
Play the whole roof? All right,
I don't know.
definitely.
You might fall through.
Yeah, I know, dude. That place is
Oh, it's a little dangerous move there.
Yeah, that's okay.
But no, but you know the concept of bitching about everything. It was what made me think about that when you said it was I was reading an article on Judas Priest today, right? And they got a new record coming out in March, and there's a new album cover out, and I'm reading, and everybody's complaining. Oh, it's too colorful. Oh, it's too bright. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's the. Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, do you guys like Judas Priest?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I was about to say, Judas Priest just put it out. Shut up.
I mean,
just shut up and play it.
What is going on?
Seriously.
I mean,
It did
Wow.
look a little Armor Saint-ish.
Oh.
You know, I
We're
mean,
kind of Marvel.
yeah. Thanks, dude. Yeah, man.
I like Fireball. That was an awesome album.
Firepower.
Yeah,
Fireball.
Fireball. I'm thinking of
You need a drink.
you know, that's all true. But again, I'm thinking, they haven't put a record out in forever.
I know.
They got a record coming out.
Yes.
They're showing you the album
Yeah,
cover.
yeah.
They're telling you that this Friday they're going to release a single. And all you guys got is, it's a little too blue, or it's a little too red.
You know what the first thing I said? I can't say it, but I was like, yeah!
Exactly. You can say it.
They're back.
You can say it. There's no censorship here. You already know that.
He's got his young son.
His young son.
Oh,
And that's
like
Uncle-
he hasn't heard that word come out of your mouth, Uncle Matt.
But it's
Of
called-
course not, Sammy. Uncle Man don't speak that way to us.
He doesn't say bad words, does he?
Not usually.
Not usually.
Well, good.
He's not gonna lie. Not usually. He's a good
So
kid.
no, but it's like, and then you get on Facebook, like right now, we could probably take a picture, put it on Facebook, and go. I could go. These two guys, I wish I knew them my whole life. They're the best dudes ever, man. Fuck, I can't believe that you think that, when anybody would think that these guys are that, and you go, Derek, he's this, blah, 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 and I promise you, somewhere in that feed, somebody's gonna go, oh, well, I think this guy's a dickhead, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
for no apparent reason, just because,
I hate his vest.
you know.
His hair's too long.
Yeah, or that dude still got blonde hair. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I still have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Do you still have a big nose? I mean, what the fuck? You know, I mean,
Keyboard.
I know. People you just gotta overlook it. I just end up muting. I end up hiding those kind of comments because I get them all the time. You know, it's like you'll get 40 great comments and somebody's going to come out of nowhere and just want to write
it's a
up your
buzzkill,
ass. And I'm going, yeah, hide it. I'll just hide it. You know what? You're just having a bad day, and I didn't make you have a bad day. But why are you going to want to shit on what I'm doing here?
Not me. I'll make money if I hate Torchlight Parade pins. I sell the hell out.
Yeah. What
There's
was
no
her
such-
life was there no lifespan, man? No.
it does not matter.
There's
However I
no
can say
such thing as bad publicity.
However I can say it. I bet you if you could, and you rewound to the first day that the internet was real, I mean really real, where it didn't take 20 minutes to do anything. You know what I mean?
All those noises.
Right.
Chat rooms and all that crazy shit.
But I bet you if you went back to that first
Uh-huh.
little quick era there, you'd see some hate, but you'd see a lot more happy joy. I can't believe I get to talk to you. I can't believe I'm talking to you in
I know.
California. I can't. You'd see a lot more of that. Now, I don't care where the fuck you're at. I don't care where you're at.
Fine.
You know, there's some. The hottest chick in the world could walk down with the best looking body, the best song in the world could be being played. Whatever. Eddie Van Halen we could find footage of him picking his nose while he's tapping with his toes on his neck, and somebody go, "Oh, there's a girl in Hawaii that can do it better."
Yeah.
Well, maybe fucking so, but it's Eddie Van Halen doing it. So,
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's crazy.
you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't
know.
get it.
It is. What do you think about all
The
this, Sam?
naysayers.
Chaos.
Chaos.
He's a smart kid.
Yeah, well,
It's like
Yes.
Jimi Hendrix playing the guitar with his nose.
right.
Yep.
Total chaos.
Definitely.
You know, the thing that makes me continue to do this is the chaos.
Yeah.
that comes from it, but it's the beauty. There's beauty in chaos if it's done
There
right.
is. I agree.
If it's done right.
Mm-hmm.
If it's done right. The chaos I don't like is when art is construed for someone else's opinion based upon, Lee likes blue, I like red, right? So obviously Lee is going to lean, when he paints his whatever, some blues. I'm going to lean towards reds. I'm just throwing it out there, right? That's called art, right? Then the dickhead down the street wants to do something.
A rainbow.
Right, in rainbow. And because I don't want to put 4 other colors next to mine, I'm an asshole. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Oh, you can change.
Yeah, what are you doing like?
right. So it's like, So music, to me, is supposed to be that. For instance, if you hear when we hear the new Priest on Friday, how many people are going to go, that's no good. That's just terrible.
Well,
I wish
they're
it
gonna-
was this. I wish it was that.
They're going to be that way because,
It doesn't sound like Firepower, or it doesn't sound like Sad Wings of Destiny.
it's not
Fireball.
supposed to. Or Fireball. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to. It's just like, I've been in Local 6 for over 10 years, and I've seen so many artists live, and it doesn't sound like the album. No, it doesn't sound like that. But guess what? They're playing live. This is amazing, I got to say I was here to watch whoever play or whatever. It's just like, wow, to me that was amazing.
I always say this when it comes to making a record: if you can play that record live 100% like you play that record, your record probably sucks.
It's
Because
never.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It doesn't
I'm
happen.
gonna tell you why.
It doesn't happen.
Rarely does a vocalist, when he nails that vocal line that's in that studio, rarely does he hit that. If you really play it back, does he ever hit that again exactly, pitch for pitch, note for note, the way that's done if it's a great vocal line? Rarely. Now there's people that have a Sammy Hagar singer who sings in that pocket, and that's his voice. But I'm talking about somebody pushes the limits from time to time.
And you're talking metal singers.
Yeah, I'm talking metal singers.
There's only one. It's Halford, dude. I mean, for tat, live and on that, he's there.
But you say that, but I could go grab Victim of Changes from any era. It'd be phenomenal. We'll go, holy. And actually, there's some times where he does it better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why?
You're right. You're
Why?
right in the sense it's not exactly. You're right. It does.
But
it does change.
For us growing up, right?
Dude, Vince Neil nails every fucking
He's perfect.
And Axl Rose.
He's perfect. Well,
I tell you, Dio had a great voice, man.
Well, there's some examples if you jump through that. So, Rob doesn't sound perfect today, and everybody doesn't sound perfect, but he's really fucking close, and he does a great job with it. But my point to it is that you play guitar. When you're in that studio and that guy plays it back, you go, that's sharp, that's flat. Oh, that bit's not quite right. Oh,
Yeah.
When you're on that stage, you get one stab at it.
Yeah.
You bend it up there, and either you hit it or you're flat.
You
or
better
you're
shoot a lot
short.
of dust in the air with it, man.
I mean, that's the reality of it. It's the same thing when you're tapping on the guitar. You're going, here comes that big thing. I mean, how many times I hit here it comes, and all of a sudden, dink, dink. Oh, fuck, man. Feels like your fingers are stuck in the strings.
Yeah.
Or losing the note.
Or your pick's falling off while you're doing. Don't lose the pick. Don't lose the pick, man.
Yeah, but you're saving grace. Your saving grace to all that is that probably 90% of the people watching are tone deaf and not even paying attention because they're listening to you and they're already hearing what you're going to play. They don't hear when you make a mistake.
Well, that's what makes live good.
And you already, and when you do make a mistake, you just cover and keep going. But they already know, and they don't even hear it. So, and that's great.
We're all looking at Doug anyway. I don't even.
And they are the most forgiving anyway. So even if you do screw up, who cares?
Well, yeah, 100%.
You're human. It's not a big deal.
But my point to the whole thing was when it comes to art, right? And you're making art, and you're gonna spend time and energy and come up with a picture and blah blah for
Sure.
that. If that is only as good as your live application on a particular night, it's probably not really that good, and you're probably not too many people are really gonna listen to it. Hard Truths. We went to South by Southwest, right? Remember that?
When? Like 20, 30 years
Whatever.
ago.
Anyway, it was you know what South by Southwest is, right? It's a music convention. Anyway, they got this panel, and they're listening to it. And these guys don't owe anybody out here any explanation on anything. and these were real industry people.
We got this a couple times. We gave him the CD and threw it right back. And we're like,
What?
Yeah.
They're that rude.
100%.
the one guy put it
Wow.
in, and he goes, never mind. And he threw it back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Not my thing.
well, they were looking for Nickelback.
That's just rude.
But,
That's
but
how.
But at least it didn't go in the trash. At least you got it back.
I don't know.
and so you're sitting there in the and this room was full. This was there was probably 300 people in this room, and there was a bunch of people and they play your music. But they play 20 seconds of your song, and then that panel gives that opinion. They don't care.
Maurice liked us.
Maurice liked us a lot.
Really?
Without seeing you or anything, it's all based upon what they hear. That's it, right?
Well, they're looking at you. They're looking at the back of your whatever it is, and the biggest thing that that was the Nickelback era. That's what that was.
They were wanting the next Nickelback.
Yeah, and the guy said, and he was very clear on it. He goes, art don't mean anything to us on the big picture. We're looking for somebody like this, and they were, and so so again, fast forward to now, and we don't even have that no more. We don't have that kind of industry no more. So now it's what pop element you can bring to the woke individual idea of our society. You might find a spot on something somewhere, but if you're us and you're living of your own free wills and you got an opinion and you're putting out heavy metal, man, that's a hard gig. So do it for the art is what I'm getting at, and make that record the best you can make it. Because when you get old, I've told this to these guys many a times. How many friends do we got that play in cover bands?
Dude, a lot.
Too many of them.
City's full of it.
And that's one thing.
That's
I told
why-
my brother,
that's
I
what I
go,
appreciate
I'm
about
never
you
going to
guys.
play.
And that's why if we could have took the easy route. You could have you would have made a killing, Derek. Whatever you've made so far, you'd have made 20-fold if you would have been in a cover band. But your heart isn't in that. Mine neither. Dude, that's the easy way out.
100%.
Exactly.
So but my
Not to insult that. I'm not trying to insult that. But,
Never
but
insulting.
dude, you can't be original with
What-
your playing.
why somebody plays music, right, is why they play music.
Yeah.
And as profound as that is the truth of it, right? So my point is this, and not take anything from them. We got all kinds of friends that have done it their whole life. If not on any recording of any sort, they're great guitar players, they're great singers, great drummers, they're on nothing. But when they're 75, 80 years old and they're no longer playing Bon Jovi down the street,
Delmar Gardens at that point.
whatever, they're no longer doing that, and we're no longer doing what we're doing. We can go, remember that day when we did that record, and we could pop it into that CD player or whatever, and we can listen and reminisce about what we've done.
That's what I tell my brother. I said, dude, as long as we just keep putting it out, I said, because you never know, because it's original. And Derek, you never know, man. In 5 years from now, you're retired, or 20 years, whenever you retire from your career, and one of those songs make it big, dude, that you did 20
On a
years
movie
before.
or something.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, dude, it's seeds that are out there that may
Anything's
grow,
possible.
may not grow, but dude, they're
Anything's
out there.
possible.
I
Look,
heard Derek say this the other day too, last week, and I always said this too. I totally agreed with you. When you got, not that I'm down on anything, but when you got guys that like play football and stuff like that, they're limited, man. When you're playing music, as long as you got those two hands,
That's right.
you can do it till you're dead. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Now, why you play that music is what will lead you. If your goal is to put on spandex and wigs and all that, you got a certain lifespan of doing that in the music industry.
Some of those bands should already give it
unless
up.
you're Black Panther.
Well, you know what? I would never tell a grown man, 50 to 60 years of age, what to do, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to be that age and put on a wig and eyeliner and go do that stuff, knock yourself out. But don't expect me to go, oh, that's cool, because I don't think that's cool. Personal opinion.
Like certain Kiss tribute bands are really cool. Some of them not so much.
I love it when they
Yeah,
stuff
I know.
themselves in it. You know what I mean?
We're not talking about the same band, are we? Oh my God.
What about Steel?
Does he talk about you?
What about Steel Panther?
Oh, they're coming.
so-
Actually,
so-
I like
Yeah,
Steel Panther.
they're fun. They're
So
Their
blast.
songs are in, but
All
the
right.
players are badass.
They're intentionally
They're
that
fun.
way,
Yeah.
so it's okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
They intentionally are spoofing them.
Oh, yeah.
They're like like a modern day, come on, the movie.
Rockstar.
No,
Wayne's World.
Go crazy.
The little props.
The little props.
Yeah, remember they ordered the props and they came in there were little bitty
Oh,
props.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal
Yeah.
Tap. Right, right,
Oh,
right,
when
right.
the crosses came.
Yeah.
Or,
They were little bitty things, remember?
Yeah. Stonehenge.
What a great
Yeah,
movie.
Stonehenge is the-
What a great
Steel
movie.
Panther last year, or was it a year or two ago? They asked us to open up for them at the pageant, but we had a gig that night with Jim Dandy, and it was like, and it was a Toys for Tot, so we couldn't pull out.
You
man.
couldn't,
So
yeah.
we're like, oh, we gotta do the Toys for Tot, man. But you're thinking, oh, that would have been cool.
They're coming back.
They called us too. It was 4 or 5 days right before, so it was weird.
That's cool, though. That's awesome. You've opened for, who else have you guys opened for? You've opened for a couple. Slayer.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Slayer.
cool.
Slayer's the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Is that who you're going to open for? Or is that who you're going to play for?
Maybe.
Unless they come back in new form.
Right.
Manson too.
Manson.
So we were blessed to open for Slayer.
Mhm.
Cool.
Conquest was.
Did you?
Yeah. At the pageant.
Cool, dude.
Sold out.
Nice.
What year was that?
2004.
2004. Very cool.
Halloween night. Yep. 2004.
Really? Halloween night.
The first.
They had the blood.
They had the
wall,
blood walls the
and
first
it didn't
night,
work.
and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
The first night it didn't work.
Oh, that's
Hey, now you guys did
Douchebag
open for
Mastodon was on
Wasp
that
too,
show,
didn't
too.
you?
Really?
Standard,
What tour was that?
Douchebag Mastodon.
Yeah, those guys were fucks.
What's your answer?
Oh, I said you opened for Wasp.
I don't remember what tour that was. Do you?
What's that?
Opening for Wasp.
I know
Dude, that had
Chris
to be.
Holmes was with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was probably 2000, 2001.
Okay,
something like that.
gotcha.
I don't know.
That was when we got kicked off the stage.
Yeah, Wasp. Blackie's hard to work
We got
with.
kicked
Oh, dude, believe me.
Blackie.
Yeah.
Blackie.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No.
In today's world, those are to me, anytime you get those gigs, if you're talking about playing for your band, like the Toys for Tots things, I get you're doing it for the kids. So
Sure, dude.
You're not going to cancel that.
No.
But the other thing, playing in St. Louis, you can only play here so many times as original band. Use this analogy with any of your friends that go, when are you playing again? And you go, well, we can't play, because if you play too much, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody knows that in 2 weeks you're going to be here, you're not going this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Kiss played every night here, every night there'd be less.
There'd be
and
nobody there.
less and less.
You pick your favorite band, if it's Kiss, and go, on this weekend, Kiss is going to be at the Dome.
Yeah. And they'd already been here all year.
Every Saturday
Yeah.
night. How many times you going?
Unless it's Vegas. That's the only way you get
Flying in, flying out. Yeah.
But again, that wears.
Oh, yeah.
Judas Priest was at there. I'd go the first couple weeks, and then you'd just go, well, I got to go do this on this. I got to do this. And you start missing, then you start missing, and then you get down to the last month, and you go, I better get there. It's the last month. So you probably see them 2 or 3 times at the most, and that's your favorite band. So how are you going to go out and see a band that, we got to be honest with ourselves, we're not their favorite band, even if they love to see us,
Exactly.
and we have a good time, in that aspect of things. So you got to put all that around it. So if anybody is watching or listening,
There are quite a few, believe
paying
it or not.
attention,
Yes.
any of that good stuff, come see both these bands Friday night at Diamond Music Hall. Get there early. See these guys. They're going to kick your ass. And I promise you, we're going to knock both your fucking eyes out. So come on out.
It's going to be awesome.
And I mean, seriously, unless he falls and breaks his leg, or he falls off a ladder, or Rob doesn't come back from Mexico.
Rob's coming back.
Or some, not to make excuses, but bands don't always get to play good gigs.
Right. You're right.
And people don't realize that. So, how many times has this happened to you? I know you're going to say more than once. Book this gig. Fucking A. Come up to that gig, 3 days in front of it. I'm only going to be so good, guys. It is what it is. I'm gonna do my best.
Oh, I remember that.
I mean,
Who, me?
You.
I always try.
You do well.
That's it in a
He
nutshell.
does well. He does.
So no matter what, when you're 25 and you're doing it, and you got that little creak in your bone or whatever it is, it's this monumental to you as an individual.
Right.
But if Lee came over and go, dude, I know it's Saturday night, man, I just fucking fell off my bike, I twisted my ankle. At 59 years of age, that means a whole lot fucking more than when you step off that curb when you're 25.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when you lose a voice or strain a vocal cord, smash a finger, twist an ankle, whatever, it means a whole lot. So everybody listen out there, we're all feeling pretty good. So come out and see us at this show because we want to show you.
I'm in my prime.
Right? We want to show you.
Yeah, but when you feel your voice going, you do everything you can to
Nobody
not let-
feels anything
do
but
not
rawness.
let it.
There's a lot of male bravado in this room, and I know Derek is going to bring it that night like none other because he's going right against what we're going to bring. So I'm going to get the best out of Derek. I know that for sure.
Yes.
And dude, you're going to get the best out of us, and it's going to be a killer show.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
That's a
It's gonna be
fact.
killer,
You know, and
for
he's
sure.
right. You nailed it to the cross. I don't want to play, and I don't mean this bad because I've played with some bad bands before, but we really talk about it. I don't like going out. I don't like if I'm not there yet, and say you were on the stage and I'm walking in the door. The last thing I want to do is walk into a show that we put on and hear somebody out of tune, can't sing. Drummer's got drums on from 3 years ago, heads on it. You get what I'm saying? That's not. We put a lot of energy in us. So I'm going to give you an opportunity, and then you're going to go up there and do that to us. Not even prepared for the show.
I know you're
Oh no!
prepared.
Let me tell you,
We're
if you have
prepared because of that.
if you've not seen Torchlight Parade, there is
Again,
nothing like it. They're
Why-
amazing.
Why I
they're on
reached
the show.
out and said, hey,
Amazing.
guys, want to join us on this bill is because of that exact. That's what, outside of, you got.
Yeah, Derek, Conquest is going to bring out the best in us. I'll say that, and that's what's going to be a good show, dude. When you got a killer band and you're performing with a killer band, dude, it's iron sharpening iron. We're both going to be.
That's
killer
true,
that night.
man. That's true.
Does that mean instead of one coffin, you're going to have two?
Oh, can you get the other one?
Johnny,
There's going to be a dead person in there.
Who's the next victim?
That's right.
That's right.
Who's the next victim? Well, we do have to give a shout out to Mr. Vance Towns. He does a show on
Yes, he
Thursday
does.
nights through Todd Kohler's KGF Rocks. He always talks about us, and he loves you guys, and he loves everything. So, big shout out to Vance. He's watching. So, yeah, Vance, you rock.
You got to hit the revolution.
Of course, of course. Oh, I save Tom for the best for the last, because
I'm
he's
there
the bomb
on
dick.
Fridays afternoons as long as I can.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
Sometimes life doesn't work out real well, but
Tom Turbrook.
so yeah, the
And-
revolution. Tune in. We have
and
a
the
blast.
general.
I make him talk more music than he does when he's just with his other people.
You get them talking, dude.
Yes.
You get them chatting.
He's awesome.
Because that's again, you want people to pay attention.
Yep.
Let's talk about something.
Oh, well, definitely. Tom, yes. Awesome. Love that guy. He's amazing. He's been through hell and back a couple times. And he still comes out swinging. So,
He still comes out
yeah.
swinging. That's right.
Big golf clap. There'll be no golf. Princess Waves. Princess
Waves.
Waves and golf claps. We're doing this, huh? There we go.
Wait a minute. Where's my dress?
All right, let's take a little break. We'll listen to some more Conquest and some Torchlight
I want to
Parade.
hear that evil times two.
Evil.
Thank you.
We're going to start with the creator. What's the matter?
Dude, that one's gonna.
we go. Episode 145. Conquest, Torchlight Parade in the house.
What up?
Whoa. Having all kinds of discussions off camera. Yeah.
We be talking.
We'd be talking smack, and we'd be talking good stuff, and we'd be talking
We don't talk
secret
smack.
stuff.
I don't even know smack.
Oh, please.
Smack who? Godsmack.
So what do you? So
Ask me a question.
what do you want to leave as your legacy or your when you leave
He's
this
not
earth?
dying, Cat.
I know he's not. When you're gone. When you're gone. Since
Are you getting,
when you're
getting,
gone.
getting
No.
the coffin ready
When you
for me
get
or what?
when you get your COVID shot, this is what's going to happen now.
That's right.
Mentioned earlier, it was probably for your obituary.
Besides all your albums and
No, I
all
know
your
what
and
you're
all
putting
your
there.
music.
Vaccine.
That's right.
That's in the
There's
mouth.
another one in there
And
too.
root beer.
New jokes, Judy.
Yeah, right. Here, you can do it. I'm gonna let you do it. Go ahead. It's all you. There you go. So, what are you going to leave as your legacy besides all your music and your lyrics and all your good stuff? What?
Well, nothing.
Nothing.
What else am I gonna leave? I got no kids. I made music.
Can I have your parking spot?
Yes, they want your parking spot that you
know
know about.
I have nothing that claim me, so we're good. No.
What is your advice to kids in music coming up like this child right here? That he loves metal, he loves music, he's right there, he's a legacy. What can you tell him that he hasn't already heard that he's gonna stick in his head? And he's gonna be like, oh yeah, I should have thought of that.
Get out now.
Get out now.
No. Well, so I would tell you to learn your perspectives. In other words, when we were little kids, heavy metal, hard rock was brand new in the world, right? And so
It actually kind of evolved. It wasn't brand new.
Well,
Didn't it kind of evolve from rock and roll? I mean, you got to think about how music evolved.
But the flavors
It
that
was fresh.
the flavors that we were indulging in 1979, 80, 81, when we were really opening our eyes to that, what was going on, there was an industry, okay? Like everything in our world today, there is no more industry. So the industry doesn't exist anymore. So therefore, everything that's still out there, other than your Metallicas, your superstar status, most people below a Slipknot, below name me a band from today that you like from today.
Like a new band,
Yeah.
like Mudvayne or.
Okay. Well, Mudvayne's not new, but like a Mudvayne right now.
Might be to him.
Okay.
It would be
Mudvayne
him.
right now.
Yeah.
Mudvayne right now. if they went out on a tour, made a new record, and I think they are, and they go out on tour. When they get done with that tour, they're going to go back home and go back to a job. Okay? Because you're going to know Mudvayne from the advertisement of Mudvayne and on this thing. And back when we were your age, we didn't have this thing. We had to wait every month for that magazine to come out that had all those pictures and stuff you see here was in that magazine, right? So everything was drawn out. Everything was much long. What's done in 6 months was done in 2 years back then. Now it's done in 6 months. So, you got your single out, we got our single out. If you don't keep pushing this, in 2 days, this is old news on this thing. So you got to know how to go about doing that. So, advice to a young person is do music the same way if you decided to become a finger paint artist. You're not going to make a fucking dime doing it, but you might enjoy doing it. You might get total relaxation from it. You might get total peace of mind. You might sit on the couch the rest of your life playing your guitar or your bass or whatever it is with your chick next to you, a gal next to you, and you might not ever,
Complaining about it.
Knock it off! Knock it off!
In
Really?
the past, I complained about
Oh my God!
He's not
Boy,
talking
talk
current.
about grouchy! Wow!
But
Somebody give him a gummy or something. Jeez!
But so that the concept of you as a young guy, long hair in 2023, playing music, I would tell you that everything is okay. I mean, think about it. There's heavy metal, hard rock, rock,
Metal.
well, metal, heavy metal, hard rock, thrash metal, dark metal, speed metal, doom metal, gloom
You're
metal,
running out of fingers,
left
Phil.
metal.
There's all kinds of metal.
Right? And that's all categories. And let me tell you, when we were kids, there wasn't that. There was
No, it
hard
was-
rock, They called some things acid rock.
Yeah.
They didn't call it hair metal back then.
The hair metal and the
There
glam
was a-
metal wasn't even going to work.
Yeah.
No, it was
exactly.
silly. That
Exactly.
was something from the
TV.
MTV era.
Hang out.
That was from the MTV era.
Yeah. But the difference is, how often do you get together with your best friends, go into a room or a basement or something like that, sit around for 3 hours and spin and play records?
Play what? You know what records are?
Oh yeah, he's got records.
I know. I'm kidding.
He does that
I'm
on
kidding.
his
He
own.
does. He does. He does. He does.
How often do you do that?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. So every day
Day.
of my life, when I was your age, how old are you?
14.
Yeah, I'd get home from school. I'd run straight into that room, put on those records. I'd play the same things 10 times. Then I'd go outside and play some hockey, come back in, play some more music again, over and over again. And then, on certain days, what are you doing? And then you wouldn't talk on a phone no more. You'd go over you get on your bike and run over your buddy's house. You go down that basement, you take that record with you, and you play that record, and you play that record, and you play that record. So you guys don't have that connection that we had with music in the same way. So you have to get it, and I would tell you to do this. It'll tell you if you're really going to be, in my opinion, a musician later on in life. Play that stuff to death. Play that music, the records to death. If you get bored with them, you're not going to be a musician later on.
You want to hear every song. I mean, we played every song, every song on
Right.
every album.
Right.
B-side, it doesn't matter. You'd go to the next album. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh, there's so many
read all the
great
lyrics.
songs that don't get played. That it's like but the ones that do get played a million times to death, and it's like,
You
and
started hating those songs.
some of them just get annoying, and it's like, man, there was a way better song on that, the other side, but.
But know this, I don't have no crystal ball. I don't know what tomorrow holds by any means.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back in time when I was 14, I wouldn't be able to tell you that we'd be sitting here right now doing this type of an event. I would have either told you, no, I'm already going to be a rock star or I'm going to be dead. That's what I would have said in that format at that time.
I'm not dead
But
yet.
if this was 1987, dude, you'd be on top of the world. You'd be signed.
Well, right.
It's like, dude, sometimes Doug and I, we thought, we're like, dude, if we
Wrong
were
era.
born in the wrong era.
Well, there's truths to that, and
Exactly.
But it drives
out
you,
in
dude. It
California.
drives you to bring out this, dude, and that's what's cool, man.
Well, again, how many people do you guys know? I mean, I know quadrillions of them that put on the dress. I don't mean like literally a dress, but I mean, dress up in their whatever their thing is. You know what I mean? Let's go to King of the Hill. Let's go to Frankie for a second.
I love Frankie.
Totally different genre. Still plays dress up. Still has a elite.
Still making bank.
Still making money doing the cover world. And that thing,
Good for him.
And
that's his thing, though, right?
his
That's
thing,
his
dude.
But no, it's not.
but what's
Frankie records so much original music.
yes,
So much behind the
it's
scenes.
so sad.
He does that because Frankie's not. Don't take it wrong, my brother. He's not a great vocalist. He's a great front man, right? So he delivers in a way that is just unbelievable. You know what I mean? In the pop world around this town, I don't know anybody who can actually do that.
I just got through saying this the other day. I mean, this man was in 3 original bands that I know of. I followed, Hell in a Handbasket, King of the Hill, Broken Toys. I mean, him and George and Vito and Jimmy, they killed. I mean, it doesn't matter where they played, they killed all that original music. I've got a couple of CDs that Walter gave me that they didn't even print yet. And it's like, but where does he make his millions? Doing covers.
Well, that's it.
But he's worldwide.
And if he had his choice, if he was here, I'm sure he'd say, I wish I made my money. And he's been very successful.
Oh, he
But
has.
I wish that came from my original
He
stuff.
Oh,
would
well,
tell you
definitely,
that,
for
he
sure.
would tell you that without a doubt.
Yeah.
But because of his willingness to accept that
Oh, yeah.
and not do something else. And then lifestyle, too.
He's got the best of both worlds.
And he's a great producer. I mean, anything he touches turns to gold. He's taken bands that didn't have a prayer, and he's put his golden touch on it. And it's like, holy crap, Frankie touched it. It's like, it's amazing, the stuff that comes out of his studios. He's great.
Lifestyle means something. I don't know how you guys live, right? But think about it. I mean, put real perspective on it. We could get deep if we all really wanted to. If Rob was here, man, he'd already be into it. Rob would already be into it. He'd be going, no, it's like this. But
Player from Conquest.
The thing is this. Like I said about the guys in LA, they go on their tour and they go back to the little bitty 600 square foot room like they live in, but they got nice, decent clothes to go to the events. On Saturday, they're at the club.
Living in a van down by the river.
Down by the river, right? And they got that element going on, right? I chose not to live that way in life. So, you know how many people have gone to me and Mike Crook and went, you guys should do a fucking Metallica tribute band. You'd make so much bank, blah, 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 blah.
Why?
I don't want to learn all that Metallica.
Exactly.
That is crazy.
Exactly.
It's not my
That's just
thing.
nuts.
Yeah, I'd rather just not.
I can't even imagine.
I'm not my thing. You know?
I can't imagine either one of these bands doing anything like that. I mean, once in a while you'll take a cover and twist it up and make it your song, and that's cool. But I mean, I can't even imagine.
Elvis, then I would do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And every now and then the fans, I mean, they do want to hear a cool cover.
Right.
And the thing is, by picking a cover, you got to do it better than the original.
No, like,
that's hard to do.
Right.
And you pick, like you did,
Man on the
Man on
Mountain.
the Silver Mountain. Yeah, dude, that was a great job.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, and you'd have to do something like that to be able to do it live where people appreciate it.
Right.
Because they always compare.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, but you got to put your spin on, like I said, twist it up and make it sound like
But they always
make it your sound.
But the thing is this for me is that if you do a cover song, or we do a cover song, or we do 3, or you do 3, or we do 5, or we are not known for cover tunes.
Yeah, we don't want to be known.
We don't want to be known.
And that's the cool thing when you make your own music, it's out there forever, man.
That's it.
You know, when you die, it's still there,
It's
man.
still there.
It's like you left that
Well, that's
too.
what she was talking about, legacy. This is the legacy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it is.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And who knows? I joke every now and then. Just think. You guys have all seen, Beneath the Planet of the Apes and stuff like that, right? So just think. Here it is. They find Missouri, St. Louis. It's the year 2340, and there's the arch still there. It's sticking up out of the fucking dirt. There's that.
Yeah.
Sticking out of the dirt. And this dude comes along and goes,
What's that?
What's that?
Conquest.
It came out of the time capsule.
The new leaders. Oh, you know what I mean?
That would be our fucking luck.
Yeah, right. We'll be dead.
Yeah, we'll just be dead.
That's fucking right? So you get what I mean. So that's the legacy, I guess, if you would. Music to me is always supposed to be about fun.
Yeah.
That's right, dude. You take that away, forget it. It's not worth it.
And
Definitely.
And we say it all the time. Playing guitar isn't supposed to. I mean, it's work. You know that now, man. You're getting up there in age, aren't you, now a little bit?
Yeah.
And, him and
Still in his prime.
What are you now, about 20?
Oh, y'all are a bunch of babies.
21?
Be quiet.
Go ahead.
we talk about we get to rehearsal, man, and I feel like I'm crippled.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
tired. You gotta lug your stuff
the first
in.
15 minutes, the hand's like,
Yeah.
It doesn't
Why
work.
am I doing
You need
this?
some Blue Star ointment.
You're right. You're strumming on it.
Jackets.
It takes a little bit to get
Ringworm.
going. Or when you were a kid, man, you just picked up the guitar and down and like nothing. The thing nothing about it.
Yep. If I get arthritis.
You see what you got to look forward to?
Carrying an ant,
I
man.
wasn't hearing that.
And he'll be playing it and he'll go. Yeah, he'll ring it out.
now
He'll
you're
ring it
gonna-
out.
Yeah, the hand starts hurting, right?
Play some Marilyn Manson.
I've been noticing you've been ringing it out a lot.
And Danny's a good guy, man. I've known Danny for a long time.
Danny stays fit. He don't. The thing about Danny, he's a busy guy. He don't have any kids or nothing like that, so he's got more time on his hands. But every night, he jogs, man.
He does.
He stays
Yes.
and he plays soccer, and he's
Yeah.
he's either playing music or sports.
And he'll always go down and practice.
Every day, practice.
I'm Brent.
Doug, he'll text me, Doug, I went over all of our stuff, and he means all of his stuff.
Right,
He don't
right.
just mean about the set list, these 6 songs for the good. He means I went over all 20 or
And he's
30
a great
songs. With
Wow.
on stage, dude. As one, as a front man, dude. It's nice to have a relief, man.
Yeah, sure.
And dude, he's a great relief, man. Because I mean, when I need to take a breath, in which I'll have to stop or whatever for a pause, dude, he's a pinball, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and he keeps the crowd's eyes.
And Dave's a good guy too.
Yeah,
I like his heart.
He is. He's a real prince,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, the
Great
heart's
guy.
there.
And he likes to rehearse. That's what-
Yeah, and he's a heavy metal guy. Total.
Yeah, he's a metalhead. There's no doubt.
He's,
about
you know
it.
what his shtick is? What he likes. He goes to all these famous album covers, and like Guns N' Roses when they were in that booth.
Black Sabbath,
He'll
where
go
they-
to that booth and take the picture in the booth.
Right.
He'll find
Yeah.
that Black Sabbath house, you know, the Wizard, and
Yep.
take
Or some
it-
Star Wars scene out in the woods or something.
He did that L.A. Guns where he was looking over the jacket, and he does the same pose.
It reminds me a little bit of when he does that stuff. Because you're right, he does. He reminds me a little bit of Kevin Packwin.
Oh yeah,
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
He used to work at a strip club.
around the world.
Yeah.
And he almost died.
Yeah, I know. And he got that shot too, didn't he?
Oh yeah, dude, because he does all that cruising.
I know.
You got to.
Yeah. And that's you know he had blood clots.
Oh yeah, dude.
Big
problems.
Yeah. No
Big
doubt.
problems. There ain't no doubt. And you know he ain't exactly a beacon of health.
Well, I was gonna say he's never been the most,
He worked at Emos his whole life, so let's
whole life.
leave it there.
His whole
Emos
life.
special.
He's delivered pizza since I can remember.
Oh yeah,
Since I can
great
remember.
guy though.
Good guy, great guy. Kevin has always been a man of his own philosophy. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I got this lucky rock. I've been holding it all. I've been walking around with it.
He's been I don't know how many of our gigs. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
been. I'm sure he's been to your
Oh,
guys'
yeah.
live.
Kevin's a good guy.
Definitely.
Hopefully he's doing well and bouncing back. Haven't heard nothing lately, have you? No.
That he was in the hospital and he's on the mend, and he's real good friends with Kevin Coolidge, who owns the castle.
Yeah.
And I have to introduce you to him. You need to get out there, dude. Even if you show up for were you rehearsing Wednesday?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to pop by with the guys, just and you don't have to. Dude, it's a castle. You can just roam. You
I
know,
get it.
so you
I
just
get
go. And Kevin's up there, but you can meet him. But he's real good friends with Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's always.
And he was telling me about it because he was on the cruise with him when he had keeled over. He had and he tried to do the man thing and just
That's
put
what
up
Derek
with
was
shit.
talking about. He's always,
Yeah,
and
he was having heart attacks.
They
It's
told me
like,
you need to go to the hospital. You don't look it. Oh, I'll be fine.
I'll be
blah blah
fine.
blah.
Yeah.
I bicycled last month,
I
but
think when
Kevin's like,
he
no,
got
you need to
the
go.
States,
You know.
dude, it was like
I gotta get to the
they
hospital.
took
Yeah.
his ass and he.
Well, I'm glad he did because we don't want Kevin to go away. Golly. Right?
Yeah.
And at this age, man, we start losing people like
Where
that.
would Molly Hatchet be without it?
Yeah.
Number one supporter.
Yeah.
Hands down.
He's a big Walter Trout fan too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a broad span when it comes to musical taste.
Yeah, he liked that. He had like a '70s niche about him. There was
Totally. Back in the day, he was not a metal guy. I mean, back in the day, Kevin was really kind of anti.
Yeah.
He was always Pink Floyd.
Oh, hippies kind of.
Yeah, that vibe.
He's got his own guitar picks.
Kevin Pacman.
You know him.
Kevin Packing, yeah.
Boy, if you can, when you talk to him, you can only get about 3 words out of him because out of 100 words, it's always the F word. You know.
Oh, yeah.
He'll talk 5 minutes.
And what did he say?
F-U-C-K.
And then you'll get one cent.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Bless his heart.
like this.
We just start laughing.
Dude, because he's like, F.
So let's talk about a band. Let's pick on somebody.
We're not picking on anybody.
Oh,
No,
Rob,
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no. We're not picking on
Hey,
people.
hey, we're not. Are we on the air?
We're on the air.
Oops.
Well, then I will not pick on anyone.
Yes, no, we're not going to do that. No.
Just know.
No.
Just know. Somebody somewhere right now. Somebody somewhere right now is picking the fuck on us. I promise you that.
Yeah, well, they're not on the air. They're not on the air doing that.
Yeah, that look. You guys know that dude?
Oh my,
sure
that
Jack
guy.
could you mind.
Yes, he has attacked this show more than once.
You
I mean, he is like,
big you.
he's got like, I don't know how many profiles he had, like
one
10.
brain cell.
He had 10 profiles, and I didn't know. Yeah, they was friends with. I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? You remember that guy, don't you?
Jack
he
Tate,
remembers.
what a
Oh
douchebag.
my God, he was insane.
What a douchebag.
Jack Tate.
That sounds so
He
familiar.
thinks he's in the metal.
I think you're
community.
thinking of Jeff Tate. I think that's Queensrÿche guy.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
it
yeah,
right
no,
there.
no,
They
no.
don't-
No, this guy, he's got all these profiles, and he literally slams anybody and everybody. He was out on Facebook. He was slamming the show. I mean, it was anything,
people watch
anything
that.
that Overtime or My City, My Music, anybody out of the studio, he was all over it. It was
He's just a
ridiculous.
douchebag.
It was horrible. It was. I don't even understand it. Why?
He is.
Why be
I
that
don't know
hateful
where,
all
where
the
his
time?
hard on came for me and him was because we were at a concert and I said some foul things about people busting my windows out of my car, and he didn't like that I said that, and I don't care that he doesn't like that I said that.
Right.
And so then he made an ordeal about it, and then we made our deal back, and here we are.
Was this at the pageant? Was that?
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
That what show was that? It was.
What was that?
What show was that? I remember that when it happened.
I don't know. We were
We were there.
we were there.
I
and
was
came
there.
up- We were him and I get out of my Jeep. We're walking in.
We
go,
didn't park on the pageant's lot. We parked.
You
on
parked in that other
on
one.
the
That,
church
that
on the church lot. over
right.
We
And-
walked out of there, and he goes, I swear to God, he goes, I hope my car don't get broken into. And I
And
see
it
two
wa-
church vans. I go, there's two church vans here. This would not happen here.
Right.
God
Yeah,
would
and
not
his-
allow that.
and his
we
windows
come
got-
out, and there was glass
Yes.
everywhere.
His windows
They
were
break
busted
in
out.
cars at the funeral home when they see the family go on the side, and they always see if a woman don't have a purse, they probably left it in the
They
car.
left it in the
They
car, then
do
they
it
go
on the
there.
parking lot, man.
Oh wow!
It was
why,
on the
why,
news.
why
That
your
was like a
son
mass-
or your
Yeah,
mom
like
died?
68
You come out and
cars.
your window
Yeah,
shattered.
it was like 68 cars they broke into, and of course, all four of my windows in my Jeep. Of course, I'm mad. You know, I mean, of course, I'm f-bombing the whole situation, and you can see the element that did it walking around the streets right there. So it's like, you know,
Well,
what I mean,
I don't know what show was that. I can't remember.
Hey man, somebody breaking your car?
no, there was so many. I mean, there were so many. There were 68 cars that were broken. You know, I mean, glass was everywhere. It was chaos.
I can't remember what show that was, but I remember it was like, what? It was like 5 minutes after. Victoria was
remember.
all over. Yeah, she was like, oh my God.
I don't remember, but that's where that douchebag came into play. And you know, I don't care about anything. Respect each other.
Right, exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
All the way around.
For sure.
So, but I don't know. We ain't got nobody to rip on. What
Yeah, we don't come up here to rip on people.
Rob, I told you.
Rob Boyer from Conquest. He's
It's
in
your fault.
Cancun.
It's your fault. No, on a serious note, looking forward to jamming with these guys. Never, other than we did that little thing at 21 Rock.
Yeah, we didn't get much time to enjoy
That was
that.
kind of a mucked up day to begin with. So
Exactly.
this won't be that. This will be, you know,
Yeah, I'm
smooth,
looking forward
Good
to
and
it.
clean.
That'll be
smooth,
good.
clean,
Friday night.
and fun and hopefully everybody comes out and sees the show. And remember that local bands come out and support bands. In other words, if you're sitting on the couch and you're an original band, this is a good show to come out and support.
Yeah.
These guys are making some noise. We make noise locally in this area. You can only play so many places. Come out and support the cause. Because if you don't, the cause won't be there to support.
Yes, and I'll tell you, Friday the 13th. Because it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, it's going to be something. But you know what's cool is you got the two best metal bands around, dude. So you're not going to find any other better entertainment as far as having your face melted, man. I mean,
For sure.
you guys are going to bring it that night, and I fear that, and I'm looking forward to that. And like Tom Turnrock says, it'll be a cleansing, and man,
Yes.
it's going to be cool, dude.
That'll be
It's
fun.
gonna be
It'll be a
awesome.
blast. And all about music.
Everybody will be bringing their best.
Yeah, it's all about the music and in a good way. So if you got a band, you got a demo, come on out. Support the cause. I promise you, you show up and you show me a demo, I'll talk about it from the stage. I'll say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it. Back in the day when there used to be a scene and everybody worked together, and it's hard to do that in today's world because as soon as you walk away, you're a dick to somebody or whatever. At the end of the day, I can tell you this, Conquest, and we make jokes about this, and it's not a brag. It's just the truth, right? Find a picture on Facebook with an original band that our banner's not behind it, or they're not opening the show for us somewhere along the way. That's not going like this to us. That's going that we want to put original bands out there with us and play.
Right,
That's what
right.
that is.
I know.
It'd be a lot easier to go get a tribute band, have them play with us, and get that to come to the game. But we would rather play with original bands
Right.
and help original bands you know, along the way.
I know it's sad. There's not
It
that
is
many
good.
venues left, not like it used to be. You
Well,
know, I mean,
and the
where
only way-
you could hear original music all the time.
And you know what though? You
Yes.
can't blame, and I don't blame venues for not
No.
making money.
We just don't have as many as like we used
Right.
to. I mean, because you could always go and hear, you know, original artists, and they weren't. Some were always full, but I mean, people still want to go see original music. They
I like
want
to believe so.
You gotta have
tribute bands
original.
rule the effing world. I mean, they just do.
It's unfortunate, though, isn't it? You know what it tells me, though? It tells me that people's are just when there's originality out there and they're just content with what they know. It's like, man, you feel like shaking them. Get outside your box, man. And it's like most of the masses are just comfortable with the familiar instead of like, dude, see what else is out there. Get off your couch.
Well, what you're saying is true. It goes back to what I was talking about earlier. When we were kids growing up, you indulged in the band. You became almost like, you know, I could think when Rob Halford left Priest. I mean, it was a horrible day for me. It was like I lost my dog or something.
I saw him with Fight, though. That was cool.
Me too, but you get what I'm saying, right? So you get really invested into that band,
Right.
and into that scenario. Or today, man, what wig am I putting on? I mean, what we doing? Bon Jovi? What we doing? Definitely. What we?
Easy.
I'm not putting.
Easy.
I'm not.
Muskrat.
I'm not putting down the bands or the guys who do that. I'm just saying, as a whole, if you're a listening audience and you're a 50-year-old woman, you want to see Bon Jovi look alike. You want to go see that.
No.
You want to see Skid Row.
No.
I know, but
They want to reminisce. They want the familiar.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
and
want
that's all- and that's all
the
fine
old
and good.
Hey, make some new memories. Come
Right.
see some new stuff.
Exactly.
what I say,
Because you've got to
right?
have originals to make covers.
well,
You got to
those
have
original songs
originals
roll
to
all the
make
way.
covers. Yes.
Right.
But you know, if you really put perspective on it, so you mentioned Elvis earlier, right? So in all honesty, if today a super good-looking dude who had great bluesy style pipes,
I'm
came
sitting right here, dude.
He's right there.
I can hear you, Derek.
He
I'm
can
right
do
here.
it.
dude. I'm right here.
I feel you, my brother. I feel you. Right?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Would come out, and he'd come out, and they would promote him, put millions of dollars behind him. He'd only be popular for, let's blink that eye,
There
right?
it is.
Flash pan.
Let's blink that eye. Where Elvis, because he was the originator of his imagery,
He was a
owns that.
pioneer.
He owns that, right?
He's a pioneer.
So again, back to that logic, you know, for a band, a kid band, you know, let's go with Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they did all right until somebody knew. They're the new next phase, the next phase. But all they did was borrow Metallica and everybody else's hooks and rewrite the book, right? So that being said, why does a tribute band, why do those guys want to go do that? Because they don't have to work hard. They don't have to go down and try to make this hook blend with this hook, make this bridge. Well, what do you got for that, Mike? I don't know. I'm going to do this like this. Well, they don't do that. They go downstairs. Have you learned that Alice in Chains hook yet?
The bottom line is,
Yeah.
dude,
That's more
hey,
like
Derek,
work to me.
you're in it for your art, dude.
That's
I
right.
mean, them people, they're in it for, you know, I don't want to insult them, but I mean, they're getting paid, you know.
But then let's talk about that for a minute, right? Out of the town, you go, I'll bet you got 5 bands that make money. I'm saying money. To where they can get up in the morning at 12 noon, roll out of bed, and go play music.
Do you think there's 5?
And there's probably 5.
Really?
Finger
Probably
death
5.
punch.
I would say,
No, he's saying you're saying St. Louis?
yeah, the St. Louis area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the local band.
That could make money. You know, whether it be a tribute, whether it be a cover band. Obviously, Super Jam, where he came
Frankie
from,
makes money.
right? Doctors of Vegas, for sure.
Sure.
Trixie Delight,
That 80s band.
Slade?
the 80s band, for sure.
And the other one's
Seriously?
going to be.
I would say Well Hungarians.
Okay.
Johnny's not going to work anywhere other than playing music.
Right.
So, you know, and we had to earn that. Thinking about it right
Joe
now, right?
Dirt.
Yeah, but those guys are all working at a guitar store or something like that.
They're the same ones at El Monstero, so
They're all
you know,
working. They're all working somewhere. Is my
Oh, yeah.
point. Okay.
Right.
So at that end of that day, not only are they, don't take it wrong, guys. Please don't take it wrong. In my opinion, they're selling out their art to make $150 that night as an individual to play 3 nights a week. That's how much money? Can you live on that? No, I can't. I mean, that's about half of one of my days. So you can't do that, right?
No.
So what are we giving up?
Well, one of the cool things when you play your own originals is that your own art, you own it. Nobody else can take that from you. And you may not be able to, go out and play other people's music every night. I mean, some scum bar or
couldn't
whatever.
do it.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
But the cool thing is when you develop and you keep going and you're building your band and things are going good and you get opportunity. Oh, we want you to open for Quiet Riot. Or, we want you to open for Faster Pussycat. Those bands don't get those opportunities. It's the original bands.
Usually. And unfortunately, in today's world, I've seen tribute bands open for nationals. And it's disgusting, stupid, and wrong. But that's where we're at.
I seen that one time, and
That's where we're at. That's where we're at, right?
That's where we're at. Okay.
Like, easy.
Well, with that being said,
But so on the tribute band side of it, then you could go see a band. Let's go with Angrash's band, his Journey band. I mean, every freaking time, Family Arena, that place is packed.
Now I'll say
To
this
the hell.
though, dude. If there's a cover band that just play the top 40, but those I don't. But a good tribute band where the guy puts the effort into David Lee Roth, learning the jumps, the kicks, and Eddie, he's got the guitar. I mean, or the Kiss tribute, they do everything.
they're having fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're in a different deal, and just singing, your top 40s and stuff. I'll agree with what you're saying.
Well, and for me, man, I mean, even so, back when it all started, obviously I could have went and done a Motley Crue tribute or a Poison tribute, or we could have done a Metallica tribute. I could have grew the side for Metallica, and we could have
Greg Allman
easily done all that stuff.
Now, not back then.
Right. Easily done all that stuff, but again, who wants to? I don't want to play dress up.
You'd have done a good Poison.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking about. Dude, he would have, dude.
No. No. Just no. Right. So here you
There
go.
are other perks.
So here you go. Right. So you do that. Right. Then all of a sudden you get popular doing it. You got if you want to play music, then you got to continue. Otherwise, nobody wants to come.
Like, hey man, let's do originals. You're like,
fuck, I want to see you do the Brett thing.
and you're known as that guy, and that's
No.
It's Brett.
I'm just going with no. No.
How about no?
no, I know him. No, not even close.
No.
Not even close.
So those are. But Lee played with Super Jam, right? Those guys cover a lot of variant.
Super Jam was a killer, dude.
They covered a lot. So that band can go out there and do that. But there's not a bunch of those bands out there that can do that, and there's not the rooms to do it in. So making a living at that is a tough task, right? So enjoy it, I guess is what I'm getting at.
It's a great hobby, dude, and I do enjoy it. If I wasn't doing it, I'd be, golfing, teeing off, or doing something of that. My daughter goes to Lutheran South, or she graduated, and it was funny. I'd run into a lot of them fathers there at the meet and greets, and Eva, she's straight A's, and she was, in that big circle. But they're all, well-to-do. And Mr. Engel, what's your handicap? I'm like, man, I'm in a heavy metal band.
And that's not a handicap.
That's not a handicap.
And that's not a handicap.
And it was funny though, because there was certain guys at that time. I remember,
you know, they were looking. They were kind of like, which line to go? They were kind of like, well, should I go with that? Should I go? You know, that's pretty cool, dude. You know, and I was like, yeah. I opened up for Striper, and you know, we opened up for, and they're like, man, that's pretty cool. You know, and the other guys were like, well, we golf. You know,
I get golf balls.
Yeah. So it's cool, dude.
Yeah, it's
you
moments.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't do anything else, and I wouldn't do anything else because my brother's with me, and dude, that's great.
Yes.
That's awesome. Actually,
That's what it is.
That's a
the
perfect.
day
Very
he
cool.
says no is the day I say no.
Yeah.
So that's just the
Go
way
out
it
to the
is.
gun range and just.
You know, and I hope that when we make jokes and we have fun, and when we're talking about other styles of music, you know, your cover bands and your tribute bands, we're not. At least I'm not. I'm saying that in total just.
No, there's
so
nothing
that it's-
malicious about it.
No.
Definitely nothing malicious. I've got so many friends that do that other
Of
world,
course.
and if that's what makes their world spin, then spin away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's my take on that. And I would hope they would feel that way about us. You know, in the overall scheme of things. I know some people do. The one thing I want to tell you guys though, if you've never been out and heard my band, Lee Skiles, Mike Crook, Rob Boyer, you've heard the name, you've heard it, you've heard it, you've heard it,
You've seen it.
you've heard it,
You've heard it,
you've
you've
seen
seen
it,
it, yes.
you've seen it, you heard it, but you never fucking came and seen the band. Come see us this Friday. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Definitely not.
And it's a great time, and I want to say, the last time we were out at Diamonds, I think we opened up for Quiet Ride. Is that right?
Bisto.
Or was it
Right,
Bisto?
before, right during COVID.
It's Bisto Blanco.
Yeah, Bisto
Okay.
Blanco.
Yes.
So this time we take the privilege to open up for Conquest, and we haven't been there since they made the stage bigger.
You're gonna
and-
love it.
It's been a while.
You're gonna
It's been a
love it.
Wow, man.
You're gonna love it.
And
Easy
yeah,
loading.
We're really looking
2019,
forward to it. It's going to be a fun night.
It's gonna be great.
And,
Wouldn't it be cool if down the road, maybe in the springtime, we could get all the original bands and all the decent tribute bands and do a festival and intermingle the bands in a way that would be lucrative to the bands, not to the venues per se. You can do those things if you run it like a variety show, but if you run it like it's my show, like for instance, you know, Conquest puts on a show, and our show we bring you guys on.
Right.
But if there's a show to where it's 20 bands playing, and it's a 30-minute set with each band, boom, 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 you can't do that with all the swap outs. So you got to be able. That separates the men from the boys a little bit. You have to have a back line, but then you have to have a
Same drum set.
decent, but you have to have decent gear. It has to be done right. You know what I mean? I would be up for doing something like that to try to spawn new scene. You know, right now, you know as well as I do. You know this. You got what I call it the FUBAR, the red flag area scenarios. People who will go there, and then you got the Pops scenario, then you got the Diamond scenario, and then you got basically Charlac, and then a few little things stuck in between there that play those same bands. Everybody goes to them same places, right? I'm not big on doing inner city gigs. I'm just not. It is nothing personal to the rooms, nothing personal to the booking agents. Handle it. But you know, the last time we played, what was that with? We played down there at the FUBAR with
Fuck, you gotta guard your car.
yeah, you got to watch your shit.
Yeah,
wrong. It's
yeah.
You know-
that is a problem down there. It has been.
And then how do you look at your fan base and go, hey, come down here and get your car broke into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's hard. Now, when you're kids, if you had a kid band,
They don't think about
They don't
cars.
care.
Yeah.
they get down there however they get down there. But when you're an adult band and your fan base starts as basically, you know, other than the 20 kids that are involved in the room, you know, you basically pick up at 35-year-olds and onward, right? Those people they don't want their car messed up. They don't want their gal messed with. They want to be able to go in and take a piss in the bathroom without, you know, the be
Well,
all
see,
show.
whenever Torchlight Parade plays, everybody loves us. The city comes together, and there's no harm. Everybody rejoices.
The sun is shining and the birds are
Thank you,
singing.
Ken.
And on that note,
That's why they all work at the funeral home.
yeah,
That's right. We've seen enough tragedy and heartbreak. It's about time.
exactly.
I want to know who cleans the bathroom for you, though.
Torchlight.
Yeah.
There is someone who has a worse job than me.
Episode 145, STO Roar. We have Conquest, Torchlight Parade. Friday night, go see them at Diamond Music Hall. Show starts, doors at 7.
Doors at 7.
Show starts at 8.
Yep.
You guys start at 8.
How long do we get, Derek?
I think what I tell you.
Watch out for Jason.
Watch out for Jason. He'll be on the
I don't
loose.
know what I told you guys. It's already all predetermined.
There'll be others on the list.
Big
Oh,
monsters galore that night.
Yeah.
the monsters, because it is Friday the 13th.
It is.
That's right.
Torchlight rules.
It will. It will be.
That's right.
It will be a cleansing. Yeah,
There'll be a
lot of-
cleansing, for sure.
We're bringing out a lot of cool things, and I know Conquest is. That's what's driving us.
The mighty Conquest.
Yeah.
Mighty Conquest.
You know, the way I view it, guys, is that if we were the same band, we wouldn't need two.
That's good, dude.
So
We're going into battle.
Okay. Say goodnight.
We're at war, Joe.
Say goodnight. We're out of here.
right.
See you
See
on
you in your
Friday night.
nightmares.
Look under your bed.
that's right, boo.